Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. Johnny V coming at you with another video. And this one is just my little contribution into the sets of videos I've been watching lately. What's on my bench? And yeah, I thought I've got a couple here going. They haven't been videos being made all along their build. These are just ones I've been tinkering away at for myself to enjoy, but it's gotten to the point where I think you guys might like to see what I've done. So I'll crack on and show you where I'm at. First one is it's a complete build. It's not a new build, but it's a resurrected kit that I was given by a gentleman who had, or his wife I should say, he had passed away, and she let me have this kit to do with what I wanted. And yeah, I'll get on with it. So this is it. It's the A-Team van by AMT Ertl with all the boys. And it's not a bad kit actually. It's not one of the greatest of kits in the world to build, but it's because there's not a heap of detail in it. Oh, come on, sit well for me. There we are. But it's not bad, and you know, it's got all the good gear on it, with bits and pieces from the film there, cuts, clips, and yeah, I was quite a fan of the A-Team when I was a young guy. And this is from the kit's a 1983 kit, so it's one of the original releases. But yeah, this chap had this one and just another van kit that he was working on, and he was turning it into an extended long van, and he chopped up the main van. But we'll get to that later. I'll show you where I'm at with the chassis and everything. We've got all the interior basically done, going just on the references from the shows that I've watched. That's just a grey interior, so that's all it's going to get. And anything back here you can't see because there's no windows to make any of that visible. And even the engine sitting underneath the dog box there, it's just hidden. So it's just been put together as was, and there's no super detail or anything underneath there, because you just can't see it. So it's just a built engine and painted in black undercoat, and then now it's got the grey undercoat fogging over it, which will become dirty in the by the time I finish building this, because it's going to be a weathered vehicle. Well, slightly weathered. So yeah, so that's the van itself, or the chassis pan. The wheels, both sides are done. Front wheels are done, but these wheels are a dickens to paint. Do those spokes all in red and keep everything else black. Yeah, I don't know. I think they look all right. So I've still got to do the white lettering on the tyres to complete that. But yeah, that's the tray. I've still got bags of sprue here, and you know, the front with the brush guard and all that sort of stuff. So that's all got to be sorted out, painted, get ready for the model. Mr. T's already been taken care of. So when I was putting him together and painting him up, he looked at me and said, "Pity the fool if you get it wrong." So I hope I've done him justice. Figure painting isn't really one of my major fortes, but I think he looks quite the part. And he does actually sit well in his little seat too, so I think he'll be quite happy with his van when it's sorted. Right, now the van itself. Oh, here we go with the van. It's you can see some blemishes running up through the whole van, right through there and down that side. And that's where this gentleman had actually cut two of these vans up to extend it to here, and all of this was changed. I think this actually was the back part of the van that he was going to use, because I had to rebuild everything in here because he was going to do double wheel arches. I'm not sure what the van was he was building, but he had in his mind the idea, and was going with it. So I'll show you where the repair work is, because like I said, this isn't a show model. This is purely just built so I can have a version of it in my cabinet. But you can see that line that runs right through there. He literally just sawn it in half. And then the one blessing and saving grace was that he went down that door seam there for the sliding door. So this side doesn't look near as bad. There's blemishes in the paint, but that's glue from when he was messing around with it. But I got a little bit of weathering work to do with this one, as well as finishing off the way I want it to look anyway. Excuse me, guys. And then you can see inside there where all that had to be rebuilt, and through the center there, and that was glued together, but trying to glue two halves that were cut with a handsaw, and so there's all stripped plastic going through there, which had to be glued in, filled in, whoops, and then sort of welded together there to do the job right. And then back around that side there to this side, which seems to have, come back a little better in there. So she's not too bad. The color is satin black on this side, and then you can sort of see the grey black tone on the roof here. I looked at online, different models and different TV models were all painted different. They were either black on black, or they were satin black and gloss black, or they were gunmetal grey and black, or metallic black and black, and just the combo was crazy. So that's the one I liked. I found that looked quite good. It's just black grey with a gloss coat and the satin black bottom. And these are actually the original decals from the kit, which surprised me. They still functioned. They're going to need a little bit of tidy up under here, but I think under the clear coat they should hold. And if it doesn't, well, worst case scenario, just pull the thing apart and do it again. I hope not, though. And then, yeah, that's got to be painted across the top there, red, so that the airfoil that goes on the roof is also red. And then the rest of the parts are in the baggies there, so that'll all work. So, yeah, it's coming together. All right. Next one, guys, is another kit that I was working on and did a video on, I think, last year. Stalled kits, and that I had, and the one I've picked I'll now show you. Alright, guys, this is the rollback ramp truck that I was working on. Slowly getting it into the way I want it. It's had a few bits of work done on it to start making it work and look a bit more the way I liked it. I was struggling with it for a while, and hence why it ended up as a stall project. But yeah, there it is. I'll go through a bit more detail on what I've actually done in the last couple of weeks on it. And I'll take the cabin off there. All right, we'll start with the cabin. This is going to be a working truck, so it'll be dirtied up and marked up a little bit, hence why the paint it's not brilliant paintwork anyway, because by the time I cleaned the body up from its original coating and everything, it marked and marred it pretty badly. So I'm going with what I've got, and hence why the theme is going to be a used truck. But there we go. You can see there the windscreen's got a lousy crack in the top right there, which has been glued together, and then I just put that weather strip shield on it. But I'll try and polish out some of this glue mark and everything to make it look a little better. Worst case scenario, mask it up and put wiper blades with that mark on it that we can do. The bonnet's the same. You can see here there's some issues in the bonnet, and it will just be sanded back and then flat black. Underneath where I did the changes, took out all the mechanism from that side there. For the American version, just blanked it up as I did on that side. That's all changed now. This will be painted and then detailed a little bit under there. Other than that, there's not a lot on this cabin that's different from the original. I think the guy had it in burgundy when I was, yeah, there we are. This was originally burgundy. So it'll just get dolled up and it'll be a work truck. We've got our engine here, which is the kit engine, Ford motor, I don't know, 351 or 302 or something like that. And yeah, it was in good order the way it came out when I unbuilt it, so it's just going straight back in as is. Not too fussed about that because you're not going to see it anyway. I've got a fuel tank that I salvaged off one of my scrap boxes from my model trucks, so this can be the fuel tank going on this guy. It'll probably go in there like that, and it'll be painted the chassis colour and everything too. I'm not going to worry about rechroming it or anything. There won't be a lot of chrome on this truck. So that's the fuel tank. And then we've got the cabin interior, which is converted to right-hand drive. From the American version, the dash and everything, all of this control system is in here. And you can kind of see where I've done some cutout work and blending and everything to create the Australian version, right-hand drive. And then if you turn around that way, you can actually see where the cutout work was and the new bracing and everything put in there to make it work for me. And so when you at least look through the window, it's, you know, it's on the correct side of the car. So that's the interior. Pretty cool. Right, we got our chassis here, which is the original chassis from there forward. No changes done to that. It's going to be as it is. And then underneath we've got, I think this is where I did the grafting to do all this back business. Because the original one I would have had dual on the back with a split drive shaft. So I've deleted one of the duals. It just wasn't sitting correct for me, and one of my buddies just said, nah, it's not right. So I ditched it. You can see the cut marks there where I've shortened the the chassis line a little bit, and that has also helped with the bed to help it tilt. So yeah, so that's that part done now. Yeah, mocked up a toolbox. It doesn't open or anything. It's just going to be what it is, and then the rollback itself. So I'll give you a bit of a guide on that. What it does, it literally just slides back on itself and then drops down. I'll turn that around so you can actually see what we're doing here. So we actually do get a proper, you know, tilt tray. So it goes back up and then slides back on. And we're back in position. But I'll pull it off and I'll actually show you what's going on with this framework here, in case you ever want to do it yourself. But this is all scratch built, all this business, all the white styrene. And you just use I-beams or H channel, whatever they call it. These little nubbins here to take the guide for the bed. Position it so it's actually tracks flat. So you need to build it high in the front and then graduate towards the back of the chassis, or in alternate thinking, which maybe I should have done, was Z the chassis so that part of the chassis is flat at the back. But for all intensive purposes, it does the job for me. And there's the drop downs that I need to help the bed sit in its correct situation. The bed itself has got the fudged together winch with a headache rack and a bit of mesh in there to stop rubbish going through to the cabin. This will probably get a bit of detail work, like weld marks or rivet marks, and then it'll be weathered for showing that it's actually been working. And then round here we've got the same thing again, the H beams or I beams for the guide, and access to the winch from underneath, so you can actually flick it with your finger and make it work a little bit. But yeah, the tracks run true, and I'll put it back on the body again. And it literally just slides along until there, and you know, there's the truck body. It does actually hold a vehicle quite comfortably. I'll just throw Mr. T's van on there for now. So yeah, you know, it's at the right length for a vehicle to sit on. So that should work. But yeah, guys, that's where Johnny V's at. I'll just throw the cabin on so it looks like a truck again. Right, and pan back for you, and that's the completed deal once she's all done. So again, guys, thank you for sticking by me and being patient, waiting for videos to come out. I'll do a video again on these when they're completed, both of them, and do a reveal. So for the moment, this is Johnny V saying thanks very much for watching. You know, the whole guff. Please like, share and subscribe. I hope you enjoy what I put out when I put them out, and I hope you're all doing well out there. Some of you are struggling at the moment, so prayers and words of encouragement being passed along to those people too. And we just pray that you all keep safe, and look forward to watching your videos, and hope you hang around for more of mine. This is Johnny V saying bye now.